Virtual reality is transforming how we communicate remotely. It allows avatars to mirror user gaze and gesture, creating a strong sense of co-presence. To improve social experience in VR, researchers have focused on understanding how users experience social interaction in VR, particularly their sense of connection and presence. Through this approach, virtual reality is evolving beyond merely imitating social interaction in real world. It aims to create experiences that go beyond the real world. Traditionally, researchers have measured perceived social experience using questionnaire. While this method allows users to express their feelings, it has several drawbacks. First, responding to questionnaire disrupts the social experience, making it harder to capture natural dynamics. Second, subjective rating can be burdensome, increasing the cost of data collection in real-world setting. Lastly, conscious responses are often influenced by individual biases. Because of this limitation, there is a growing need for quantitative methods that can dynamically and objectively assess social experience. In this study, we explored factors reflecting perceived social experience in virtual reality conversations. We began by replicating Templeton's work. Templeton found that shorter response time indicate stronger perceived social connection in real-world dyadic interaction. This suggests that conversation pattern could serve as a proxy for social connection. Building on this, we examine whether Templeton's findings hold in VR conversation. Furthermore, we investigate whether other verbal and nonverbal behavior were related to perceived social connection. In our experiment, 27 diodes participated, engaging in 10-minute free-topic conversation in their native language. Our participants reported that their conversation partner was a stranger.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 아무
네.
대화나 하면 되는 거겠죠?
네,
어
그런 것 같아요.
네. 어
되게 gorgeous한 거 고르셨네요, 캐릭터를.
어 네, 그런 것 같아요. 음. 근데 저 너무 궁금한 게 있는데 이렇게 하면 닿을까요?
네네. 어. 오. 몰라. 아, 깜짝 놀란 거구나.
아 그
깜짝 놀랐네요.
뭐가 닿으셨어요? 아 웃긴다.
For our experiment, we developed a VR conversation application using Unity Engine, MetaQuest SDK, and the WebArtist protocol. During the conversations, we collected speech, audio, gaze, and pose data from MetaQuest Pro. After the session, participants complete a comprehensive questionnaire about their overall social experience. Then, we conducted a video review, asking participants to rate their perceived social connection every 30 seconds based on how they had felt during the conversation. Our analysis focused on turn-taking pattern, which means how speaking turns are exchanged in conversation. To extract this pattern, we used a state-of-the-art voice activity detection model to identify utterance and derive the turn-taking information. This process was fully automated and required no manual effort. With this data, we computed response time and speaking time. Additionally, it allowed us to determine whether nonverbal behavior occurred during a turn or turn-taking gap. We also recorded how much a participant gaze deviated from their partner's head. To do this, we used a gaze-directed camera to compute the signed distance field for the partner's avatar head. These signed distances were converted to degree. If the value was less than the eye tracker device error, gaze was considered as a gaze for a partner. By aligning this data with the partner's gaze data, we also could identify moment of mutual gaze. Lastly, We extracted nodding behavior using head pitch angle. We applied a bandpass filter to signal for isolating nodding related frequency. Then we minimize the noise by reconstructing the signal using XTRMR with persistence 1D algorithm. Lastly, we counted zero crossing. 2 zero crossing were considered as 1 nodding. To analyze the relationship between conversational feature and perceived social connection within each participant, we used a linear mixed effects model. Our preliminary tests show that time strongly influences social connection. So, to control for this effect, we included time as a factor in all models. Our results show that within each participant, fast response time were associated with higher social connection in VL, just as in real-world interaction, as demonstrated in Templeton's study. Additionally, we found a positive correlation between speaking time and social connection, suggesting that the more participants talked, the stronger their sense of connection. For nonverbal behavior, we found that longer eye gaze toward the partner during the turn-taking gap when neither participant was speaking was associated with a lower social connection. This contrasts with a common view that eye contact signal intimacy. We interpret this as participants using gaze to regulate the flow of conversation, a well-known function of gaze in social communication. When conversation felt less natural, participants likely relied more on gaze adjustment, leading to longer gaze duration. For nodding, we found that more frequent nodding during speech was associated with higher social connection. This supports the idea that nodding serves as nonverbal cue for active listening and agreement. We also conducted an across-participant analysis to explore which conversation features were linked to the stronger social connection. This analysis incorporates various measures of social experience. Our findings suggest that several verbal and nonverbal behavior contribute to perceived social experience in VL. Further detail and discussion are available in our paper. In this study, we identified the key verbal and nonverbal features that can serve as objective, quantitative indicators for social connection in VR conversation. These include response time, speaking time, nodding during speech, and eye gaze during speech gap. Based on this finding, we hope this indicator will help develop scalable methods to measure social connection without disrupting user experience or being influenced by response biases. However, we acknowledge that these findings may not generalize to all context and participant group. Future research should examine a broader range of social setting, relationship, and participants' demographic to further validate and extend these findings.